Welcome back once again. In today's video, we are trying to see how to cut a rope trouser. Now, at the end of this video, we should be able to get the concept of a rope trouser. And the only thing you also need to know is that you have some certain areas you need to measure when making your rope trouser. Now, when you want to measure, my measurements you use for the trouser, you use the hips, you use the laps, you use the knee, and the ankle, and the trouser length. You don't use waist to mark your rope trouser. Now these areas are the areas you will have to work with, and when you finally get those measurements correctly, you have started to do your work. Now the normal processes we go on our trousers, you have to as well fold the regular way we fold, the two fronts facing each other. Now you come to the down part of the trouser, you mark 2 inches. Now these 2 inches will serve you for your folding and sewing allowance as well. Now when you mark your 2 inches, you draw your line. The normal process is, now you apply your trouser length. My length I have is 43 trouser length. You apply your trouser length. Now when you apply your trouser length, you draw your line the normal way we draw the line. You draw your line. Now one thing you also have to know is that rope trouser is one of the easiest trouser you can make. Now your hip, my hip is 48. Now I told us that crouch is hip by 4. You take the whole number for your crouch. Now 48 by 4 is giving us 12. Now I'm taking 12 for his crouch. If you have not seen my other videos on trouser cutting, try and get it and watch it properly. Your crouch is gotten by your hip measurement by 4. You take the whole number as your crouch. Now you mark your crouch here. That is where you apply your hip. Now you now apply the 12 proper there. Now when you apply your 12, you as well add your 2 inches for your sewing allowance. Now you come to your ankle. The ankle I'm having is 15 by 2 is 7.5. You mark 7.5. Now I'm going to extend this line straight. You extend the line straight. Now one thing you have to know is that in your rope trouser, you don't have to use your waist to cut. All you need to do is to extend your hip line to your waist line with a straight line. Invariably, what I just mean is apply your hip on your waist. That's the only way you get your rope trouser perfectly well. So the real hip line, push it up to the waist line with a straight line. Now, as you can see, I did not apply any hip or any waist, on the waist line. Just extend your hip line to your waist line. That's the main thing on rope trouser. Continue your normal processes normally. Now raise here by 2 inches as well. Mark 1/4 inch here. Join with a curve, normal way. Now do your pocket depth. I want to use 8 because he's tall and huge. 8 is okay for me. Now you mark your 2 inches for the pocket. Now you have to bear in mind that the method of putting your rope allowance here is ancient. It's no longer in vogue. So your band will be attached to this. So don't expect to have a folding here. No, you don't have to add your folding allowance here. Since it's rope trouser, it's better done now with attaching your band at a different part of the trouser. So when you get this whole marking properly, you also have to attach your waistband, or your band rather, that you now put your rope inside. Now in this rope trouser, it's not optional. If you want to slant, you can slant. If you don't want to slant, you leave it that way. But in most cases, you now decide on what to do. So at this point, I don't want to slant. I'm leaving it straight on because it's a rope trouser. But if it happens to be our normal belt trouser, you must slant. Now this method I'm using will work both for an adult, for a lady, and for a kid. It's the same processes. There's no difference. There's no difference. Sorry. Now the only thing you just need to know is that your measurement is what will guarantee the success of your rope trouser. So after marking your trouser, you use your hip curve. That's if you want to have a fitted trouser, use your hip curve to draw your line. Now I'm going to use my hand to sketch it. Use the hip curve to draw a line. Now you join to that point of the trouser. So this is for the front bodies. Now for the back bodies, you also repeat the same process, but what you just need to do is to place this material on top, add your normal 2 inches at the side, and recut with the same English trouser cutting. You get. So I will also show you the back trouser part when I'm cutting it. Okay, now I'm done cutting the front part. As you can see, this is how it's coming out. Now I want to place to recut for the back. Now you just pick it this way, turn it over the other way, the normal way we do our trouser cutting. Now you also have to put the 2 inches gap that we normally have. Now at this point, bear in mind that the back trouser should be raised, though you did not slant the front. Now if you so wish, you can as well leave it straight. If you so wish, you can raise. It all depends on person structure. Now for this of my clients, I'm leaving it straight on because I do not slant. But if you're having a fatter person or a bigger person, you can raise the back to avoid having a trouser that will be in form of low waist at the back. So the only thing you need to do now is you add your 2 inches at the side, which is the normal way we do our rope trousers. You add your 2 inches there. Now your 2 inches must be exact of whatever you're going to mark now. So 2 inches is what I'm adding right now. 2 inches. So now these 2 inches will serve for you to close the side seams of your trouser. Now these processes I'm doing now will work for both kids, for both ladies and men. So once you are making a rope trouser, this is the only method you go, and it will come out very well as long as your measurement is correct. When you have a good measurement, you obviously have a good cutting and subsequently a good sewing. So this is the easiest way to make your rope trouser. And your rope trouser, you have lesser stuff to gum and it takes lesser time. So the same process, you extend your crotch line out to the back part of the trouser as well. Now you mark your 1.5, 1.2, and then 2 inches here as well. Now you make your curve to join this line, to join this point. Now the back trouser can be even, can be equal on the length walls, or you can as well raise it up by 1 inch or 1.5. The raising is optional. You can decide on what to do, but whichever one you want to do. If you did not slant the front, don't raise the back. If you slant the front, you must raise the back. This is the only simple formula you go with. So I'm cutting equal. Right now I'm having my rope trouser cut. So the next video will come with the coupling processes. I think it's one of the easiest way as well to couple. So I'm cutting the length to be equal because I did not slant the back. So this is how to cut rope trouser. For those of us that will be needing it, watch properly before you start working on it. Make your corrections, make observations, and ask your questions. Alright, so the next thing I will cut now is the band. You get now the band. Now the band measurement, let me tell you the measurement you use. Now the length will be the circumference of your waistline, of your hip, sorry, because I was not using the waist to cut. The length of the band will be the circumference of your hip. Now my hip, which I used, was 48, so I will have a band that should be above 48 in length. So I'm having a band now, so I'm going to make it a jointed band so that it will be enough for it. So I will fold this into 2, so I will have a jointed band. Now the band will be 4.5. I will tell you how it's being folded as well. Now 4.5 in width, 4.5 in width, 4.5 in width, 4.5 in width. This is for adults. Now for kids, you can make the band to be 3 inches in width. Now the length should be the circumference of your hip plus at least extra 3 inches. So now I told you I want to do my band jointed, and then my hip was 48. So 48 is like having 24. So should give 48. Then I'm adding extra 2 to it. That I'm going to cut at 28. That's making it 56 now. So I'm having extra there 7 or thereabouts to it. It's better long than short. So when you have a lengthier band, it will save you the stress of the band was not enough on the sewing processes. Better lengthy than short. So I'm going to cut this band now, and in this band you don't have to gum. There is no need for you to gum. Now you should not gum, because if you gum, it will so be stiff on the waist and it won't be smooth after putting your rope. So you don't need to gum. You just have to fold and attach your band properly. Now how do you fold? Let me show you how you fold. Now you are going to fold this band in this form. You are going to fold the band half inch here, half inch here. Now you iron properly. Iron it straight. Now after the ironing, you now fold to the desired width of the band you want. Now normally what I normally use for my band is 1.2, maximum of 1.5. So when you fold this in this form, now this now will be around 1.3. You get? So after this 1.3 now, the extra band left will now be folded inward this way. Now under should be a bit bigger, so that by the time you are closing the front, it will catch the under. The under should be a bit bigger. So you are going to fold half inch. Now you now fold to the desired length or the width, of the band you want. So normally I use 1.3, maximum of 1.5 for adults, but for a kid 1 inch is enough. So when you fold this, make it to be straight and smooth. After the next folding, then the last folding will not be this, but this will be inside. But you fold it this way first, iron, then bring it out again, put it inside, and this one will overlap, and it will have a little bit gap, so that by the time you close from the outside, it will catch this and also give you a nice finishing. So this is for the band folding. Now the normal process of the trouser sewing still holds. You still have to sew normally. I will also make a small video on the coupling processes. Thank you for watching.